Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to go over the top 10 best limited event ships that have come out in Galaxy. I got a lot of recommendations to do this video after I did my top 10 favorite looking ships. So yeah, to start off with, there is going to be no advanced ships, so no Osiris, no Zen, nothing like that, because they're technically not event ships. They're semi-limited because they're on rotation, so they do not count. And there will be no prototypes because technically they're also not limited because they were out for a very long time and they're kind of complicated. And if they were in the list, they would obviously be the top 2, and that would be no fun. And also there will be no shop item ships. What I mean by that is the ships you buy by purchasing shirts off the Galaxy store, such as the 3D Warlock, Capices, stuff like that, although some of them may have started as an event ship, but they're no longer event ships, and I don't think those should be included. There's going to be a couple honorable mentions. The first one's the Abaddon, the second is the Retro Ridgebreaker, and the third is the Retro Grievon. These almost made the list, but they're not quite as good as the top 10 in my opinion. So with that, let's get into the number 10 pick. So at number 10, I have the Hollow. The Hollow is really good ship. It is very hard to hit, it is very fast, and it has fantastic spinals. And it was a part of the Halloween 2019 event. A lot of ships on here were a part of the Halloween 2019 event, because that event was kind of overpowered. But the Hollow has pretty high health and shield for its class. It's very quick, you can spawn it in quickly, and overall it's a fantastic ship, and it has a really nice design too. The reason why I have it at number 10 is because I'm sure like 80% of you guys watching this video have been died by a Hollow when you're hulled and just get shredded. It's fantastic at swarming. It's not as common as it used to be, but it is still a very good ship and easily one of the best event ships that's ever been released. At number 9, I have the Ghoulnix. So the Ghoulnix not only is one of the coolest looking ships in the whole game, it is also huge. It has massive health, its total hit points is 28,000, 14k shield, 14k hull. It has some of the best fighters in the game, and if you can coordinate your fleet to actually use the ship, and like you guys work together to target enemy dread super caps, it's extremely effective. It has really good turn speed for its size, and overall just has like a presence when you spawn it in. It's a super rare ship as well, so if anyone still has it, you should feel really proud about that. However, one of the downsides of the Ghoulnix is it is one of the highest trophy kill ships in the entire game. So if you spawn it in, there's a very huge chance that you're going to be targeted, so you have to be very careful when using it. But overall, it is a fantastic ship, and it is going to be my number 9 pick. At number 8, I have the Retro Naglfar. So it has pretty fast speed for a dread, topping at 65. It has stupid high shield DPS, probably the highest in the game, minus prototypes. Its shield DPS is extremely good because it fires quickly. I know like a Sagittarius may have higher burst damage, but the Naglfar way outdoes it in actual shield DPS damage because it fires much faster. It's also quite rare ship to see, so you will have a target on your head. Same with literally any of these ships on the list puts a big target on your head. But the Retro Naglfar is for sure one of the best limited ships in the game. At number 7, I have the Retro Leviathan. Yet again, another retro ship on this list. So the Retro Leviathan is basically the old model Leviathan, but buffed to hell. It's extremely good. It has 6,850 shield, 6,400 hull. It has a top speed of 111. However, its acceleration is extremely slow, but it makes up for it with its high top speeds. The reason why this ship is higher on the list than the Retro Naglfar is because overall the ship is better. Fantastic at PvP, very high DPS, it has very good spinal firepower with 2 huge cannons, and its actual ship model isn't very large, so it's a little bit harder to hit. However, its top speed allows it to outrun pretty much any other ship in the class. Coming in at number 6, I have the Grim. So the Grim is easily the best battleship in the game, there is no question about it. Its overall shield and hull is ridiculously high. Its shield is 6,666 and its hull is also 6,666. That's more health than most standard dreadnoughts, and this is only a battleship. Its top speed is 133, which is very good for having that much hit points, and its acceleration is 29, and it has extremely fast turn speed of 0.49. This thing is ridiculously OP, while it is also ridiculously rare. Its turrets don't do the most damage. Its main strength has to do with the fact that it's not a dreadnought and it's a battleship, so it can be spawned in earlier. Also, its phasers and cannons are extremely fast firing. It has 8 medium phasers and 4 large cannons. Its DPS is probably one of the highest out of all battleships, and it can even out DPS some of the weaker dreadnoughts. It is a fantastic ship. However, out of all the ships on this list, it probably has the biggest target on its head due to it being by far the rarest ship on this list. So if people actually use this ship, most of the time they get targeted extremely quickly, they get dived by all sorts of things, so you do not see this ship very often. So at number 5, I have the Aberrant, and the Aberrant is also part of the Halloween 2019 event, which most ships on this list are a part of that because that event was extremely overpowered. Anyways, the Aberrant is an extremely good dreadnought. It has 8,325 shield and 5,250 hull. A lot of people, from what I've seen, overlook this ship because all of its cannons are hull damage and its spinals are completely based on destroying shield. Its hull damage capability is ridiculous. It has some of the by far highest hull damage DPS in the entire game. It's extremely quick firing. It has 10 large phasers, which are great at shredding shields. Overall, if you're hulled and this ship dives you, there's no chance. You'll die very quickly. It's pretty solid at PvP. Its main drawback is it's very difficult to get all 6 turrets lined up to hit your target. However, its extremely high DPS on all turrets makes up for this. Number 4, we have the Azrael, and literally everyone expected this to be on the list. So, the Azrael has 7,750 shield and 5,225 hull. Pretty solid health for a dreadnought. Now, the reason why it's so high on this list is because its DPS is ridiculous. It has its own custom turrets which do tremendous damage. It has fantastic spinals. It has 3 large phasers, 3 large cannons. It's pretty quick to fire. Its main drawback, in my opinion, is that it has an ambient noise which can be heard from more than 100k distance away, meaning if you spawn it in, everybody knows you spawned it in, which puts a huge target on your head. This thing is pretty quick for its class at 50 speed. It has fast turrets. Not only are they high damaging, but they're quick firing. It has a very small blind spot, and overall just ridiculously OP ship. If this ship dives you and you're not in a limited ship and or you are not the most skilled PvP player, you're 100% gonna lose because this thing is ridiculous. At number 3, we have the Erebus, which is also a part of the 2019 Halloween event. So what the Erebus is, it was like a secret quest ship that came out during the Halloween 2019 event. And before the Erebus had its nerf, it would have been number 1 on this list by far. But post nerf, it is still easily in the number 3 spot. So it has 7,000 shield and 6,500 hull, 60 top speed, 29 acceleration, and 0.15 turn speed, so it's relatively good at turning. It has 2 Erebus decimators, 2 Erebus obliterators, which are its own custom turrets that have massively high DPS. Its spinal capabilities are really overpowered at 4 huge phasers and 4 huge cannons. So it's basically an Andromeda on crack. It's really broken. This ship is easily one of the most destructive forces you can have in this game. If you have 2 of these, you can easily take down pretty much any super cat. However, this ship has a massive target on its head because it's extremely rare nowadays. They've been targeted all the time. They're one of the highest trophy kills you can get, so it's very hard to really even see these ships anymore. let alone it's very risky to even spawn them in and use them. Another good thing about the Erebus is it has no ambient sound, so you can sneak attack with it, unlike the Azrael, which plays like a earth-shattering alien sound when you spawn it in. Coming in at number 2 is the Frankenemy. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know how much I hate this ship because it has destroyed several of my dreadnoughts before. It has 6,350 shield, 6,350 hull. Very, very solid health for a dreadnought, 45 top speed, 11 acceleration, 19 turn speed. Oh boy. So this ship is ridiculously broken. It basically has the firepower of a super capital on the body of a small dreadnought. Its size is very small. Its turret configuration is ridiculous. 2 quantum lasers, 1 heavy laser, 6 triple cannons, 2 huge cannons, and 6 large phasers for the spinals. Its DPS is just stupid. It's extremely overpowered. It can rip apart any ship with ease. If you see this thing coming and you're in a non-limited dread or anything, you need to run. This thing can easily destroy like something like a behemoth in probably less than a minute. It's just, it's just so broken. Plus it has the literal brightest lights in the entire game, so if you're piloting it and you zoom into first person, you blind yourself for a good 10 minutes. However, the only downside of this ship, the literal only downside of this ship, is it also has an ambient sound of like a demon. It's kind of funny, but if you hear that sound, you know it spawned in, so you don't risk your limited ship. So that's its downside. Finally, at number 1, the ship that probably literally everyone expected to be number 1, because there's no question, is the Lucifer. So the Lucifer is the only limited super capital to ever be released, which is why it's number 1 on here. It costed 2 million credits to build, which is the price of a standard super cap. However, this thing rivals prototypes. Its shield is 12,500 and its hull is 12,500. It is stupid. It has the probably second highest DPS in the game, right behind the prototype X2. It has very high turn speed, can easily be jump despawned. It's just stupid. It's so stupid. Its custom turrets do tremendously high damage. It has 5 huge phasers, 5 huge cannons. Pretty much, if this thing spawns in and dives you, you're dead. There is no question about it. This is by far the best super cap in the game, not counting prototypes. This is by far the best limited ship that's ever been released. There's no question about it. It's just crazy. The Halloween 2019 event was a little bit insane because you got the Hollow, Azrael, Abaddon, Aberrant, and this ship, and Erebus. It was crazy. So yeah, Lucifer, easily number 1. It is extremely overpowered. It looks really cool. It was just so overpowered. And I'm sure most people watching this video has probably fought one and died. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. I would love it if you can leave suggestions down in the comments below of what other type of videos you want me to make, more Starscape, more lists like this one, more 1v1s, really anything. I'd also love to see your guys' top 10 best ships lists in the comments down below, and let me know if there's anything you would do differently. Thank you so much for watching, and have an excellent rest of your day. Later.